what it used to be. Go online with BJU Press and check out all their options for homeschoolers. Go to bjupresshomeschool.com. That's bjupresshomeschool.com. Don't let quantum mechanics or logarithmic functions ruin your day.
Get the first weather forecast every morning at 6:05 here on AM 59 WCAB Rutherfordton.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. President Trump wasted no time reacting to a federal court's rejection of his immigration travel ban. White House correspondent Greg Clugston fills us in.
Minutes after the ruling, the president wrote on Twitter, "See you in court." Later, he told reporters he's confident he'll ultimately prevail.
We have a situation where the security of our country is at stake, and it's a very, very serious situation. So we look forward, as I just said, to seeing them in court.
He did not specify what his administration's next legal steps would be, but the Justice Department says it's reviewing the decision and considering its options. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A panel of 3 judges from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the government presented no evidence to explain the urgent need for the executive order to take effect immediately. The court also said there's no legal precedent to support the argument that courts lack the authority to review the president's order. Winter is back with a vengeance in the Northeast, which had temperatures in the 50s and 60s just yesterday. The season's biggest storm dropped a foot or more of snow along New York to Boston's corridor today. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker says winds associated with the storm will continue creating problems for residents, especially those who live in the coastal areas.
The wind gusts will result in widespread snowdrifts even after the snow has stopped falling. Parts of the South Coast, the South Shore, and the Cape and Islands are seeing the worst of the wind and, in some cases, the worst of the snowfall.
Stretches of I-95 in Rhode Island were closed after tractor-trailers got stuck. Airlines scratched more than 3,500 flights Thursday because of weather, and lots of school systems were closed as well. Thousands of homes and businesses lost power. Britain's Conservative government placing a limit on the number of lone child refugees it will accept into the country. The government cites fears people traffickers have been exploiting the system. About 350 children will be allowed to enter. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
If you've ever felt like you had to choose between getting new blinds or holding on to your life savings, those fears end now, thanks to SelectBlinds.com. Select Blinds won't gouge you like those big, greedy blind corporations. Our loyal customers seem to agree. Just check the over 170,000 five-star reviews on our site. With Select Blinds, do-it-yourself doesn't have to mean do it alone. In fact, if you can hang a picture, you can hang your own blinds. And for added peace of mind, our specialists will walk you through how to measure, choose, and install your new window coverings. Choose from a vast selection of high-quality custom blinds, shades, and drapes. SelectBlinds.com really is the simple and smart way to get blinds. They've served over 1 million happy customers. Why not be one of them? Shop today at SelectBlinds.com. Mention this show at checkout and get sample swatches of the room-darkening blinds or shades of your choice absolutely free. SelectBlinds.com. SelectBlinds.com.
A leading contender to be U.S. President Trump's ambassador to the European Union says he's concerned over what he sees as the EU's ambition to grow in economic and political power.
I think from an American perspective, we're somewhat critical and suspicious of that ambition. We would prefer, certainly in the Trump administration, to work with countries bilaterally.
Ted Malloch says the bloc is anti-American and the U.S. will try to build bilateral relationships. The president hasn't appointed anyone yet, but Malloch, a former UN diplomat who teaches at England's Henley Business School, said he's been interviewed and vetted for the post. An 18-year-old Palestinian under arrest after he opened fire, allegedly, and stabbed shoppers with a screwdriver near a busy open-air market in central Israel Thursday, wounding at least 6 people. Police say he fired at a bus and toward shoppers buying groceries at the market ahead of the Jewish Sabbath. More on these stories at townhall.com. President Trump says he wants to support the airline industry, which has been struggling with foreign competition and crumbling infrastructure.
Your industry supports over 10 million well-paying U.S. jobs and creates almost $1 trillion in economic activity, which is really big stuff, really amazing.
Speaking at a breakfast meeting with chief executives of several airlines, including American, Delta, United, and Southwest, as well as executives from air cargo companies. The president said he believes the Federal Aviation Administration should be headed by a pilot. Former Alabama Senator, that is, Jeff Sessions, wasting no time in assuming his new role as the U.S. Attorney General. Sessions used his first day on the job to meet with law enforcement leaders for what the Justice Department later described as a vigorous discussion about how to combat the rise in violent crime and prevent drug-related deaths. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hi, Tom Green with a check on your weather going into Friday. Clear and cold, low around 25. Sunshine with a high 52. Clear with a low 36 on Friday night. Saturday warming up. Partly cloudy, high around 70, and partly cloudy on Sunday with a high around 72. We thank you for tuning to us for the latest in news, sports, and weather. Join Jim Bishop at 6:05 for the Wake Up Call Morning Call Around Report. Great gospel music, Lou Gilliam midday. I'll be in the afternoon with yesterday's memories and the afternoon Call Around Report here on AM 590 WCAB Rutherford.
This is your total information source. The Mike Gallagher Show. The news is happening now, and we keep you connected to the headlines like no one else. And now, here is Mike Gallagher.
I went out to dinner last night before a show that I saw on Broadway. Years ago, my wife and I saw Glenn Close star as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. And Glenn Close is back on Broadway at the Palace Theater. They've got a really beautiful production of the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, and got to see her. I was in the front row, which was pretty cool, just a few feet away from her. She's still got it. She's 69 years old now. So when she first played Norma Desmond, she was 46. So now I guess she's even more age appropriate, and she's just incredible. She's one of our gifted actresses. But before the show, my friends and I went to dinner, a little Italian restaurant, and the couple next to us was going on and on about Donald Trump, which is always tough for me because my friends know what I do, and we're looking at each other, and they're smiling, and I'm sort of rolling my eyes. And they were apoplectic over the New York Times hit piece over Trump and his staff in the White House. And, you know, it just fascinates me to see the continual drumbeat of opposition to everything he's doing coming from so many circles. The media running with this report that Judge Gorsuch called Trump's attacks on that judge out of Washington demoralizing and disheartening. According to Richard Blumenthal, who is the lying senator from Connecticut. He's the guy who lied about his service in the military. That's how honorable this guy is. Which just goes to show you that even somebody who commits acts of stolen valor, like propping up their war service and their military career, dishonestly, can get elected to anything. But so Blumenthal goes around and repeats, well, Gorsuch said he was demoralized and it was disheartening to hear that, which, I don't know if it's true or not. If it's true, guess what? Even Gorsuch gets to express his dissatisfaction with a tweet from Donald Trump. But back to this couple ranting and raving about the New York Times. Joe Concha over at thehill.com wrote a piece about how Trump has a really solid point about the New York Times stumble story. Basically, in Monday's New York Times, the story cited anonymous sources claiming that his aides are stumbling around in the dark in the White House. Here's what the story, written by Maggie Haberman and Glenn Thrush from the New York Times, reads. It says, quote, aides confer in the dark because they cannot figure out how to operate the light switches in the cabinet room. Visitors conclude their meetings and then wander around testing doorknobs until finding one that leads to an exit. The article goes on to suggest that Trump is stumbling around in his bathrobe watching TV at night, like a nutcase. Here's from the vaunted pages of the New York Times. When Mr. Trump is not watching television in his bathrobe or on his phone reaching out to old campaign hands and advisors, he will sometimes set off to explore the unfamiliar surroundings of his new home. Now, President Trump, for his part, responded as usual on Twitter, calling the story total fiction, made up stories, made up sources. Sean Spicer said completely bogus. The piece is literally the epitome of fake news. So Joe Concha over at The Hill says, was the story presented in a responsible manner or was it misleading and sloppy? The Hill and Joe Concha reached out to media experts. One, Jeff McCall, a professor of communications at DePauw University, and he's a media critic. Professor McCall said, the sourcing on the New York Times story is quite weak. The reader has no idea where the information's coming from, or if the details are even really coming from a source. The story is 8 paragraphs deep before the writers give any sense of the sourcing, and then only give a generalized sense of it coming from interviews with people, many of whom aren't named. The style of this story, this media expert concluded, reads much like a bit of fiction. In fact, one part of the story that's getting major and ridiculous coverage and traction is the story that Trump wears a bathrobe every night. Sean Spicer said, I don't even think he owns a bathrobe. Well, on cue comes the media. They quickly circulated their proof. They sent out a picture featuring Trump in a bathrobe. Only problem is, of course, the picture was from the 1970s. That's their proof. And Maggie Haberman, who co-authored this story and serves as a CNN contributor, she pops up on CNN all the time. You see Glenn Thrush everywhere. He's another media darling of the elites. If you see him on somebody's show a lot, he's making the elites round. Maggie Haberman told Anderson Cooper Monday, well, we thought the part about the staff not turning on the lights was sort of endearing. Oh, yeah, right. You thought that was endearing. Trump's staff too stupid to be able to figure out where the lights are, and they're stumbling around in the dark. These guys are so vicious and so deliberate in their agenda that it's an amazing thing to observe. And Joe Concha points out that both Maggie Haberman and Glenn Thrush, who have been assigned to cover Trump by the New York Times, were both named in the 2016 WikiLeaks email dumps as reporters sympathetic to the Democratic Party. Thrush was shown to share stories in advance with the Clinton campaign. Thrush, who at the time was with Politico, wrote to John Podesta, quote, Please don't share or tell anyone I did this. Tell me if I effed up anything. He wrote to Clinton Communications Director Jennifer Palmieri, please read ASAP. The Jennifer Palmieri bits, don't share. And then he texted it verbatim. He got no reprimand from Politico. He never apologized. And then the New York Times hired him. This is what's considered somebody at the top of the journalistic, pile. Haberman was described as a, quote, friendly journalist who teed up stories for the Clinton campaign in the past and never disappointed them, according to an email that WikiLeaks released from Clinton press secretary Nick Merrill. Joe Concha goes on to quote other media experts who basically said that there's a lot of reason to be cynical of the New York Times and their sources characterizing Trump and his team as, bumbling and stumbling around in the dark. It's no wonder that people are flocking to Fox News, to the Mike Gallagher Show, to a lot of places that just aren't obsessed with trying to destroy the Trump train. It shouldn't be a shock. And isn't it fascinating that the darlings of the media elite, folks like Maggie Haberman and Glenn Thrush, isn't it kind of gratifying and satisfying and uplifting to see a president willing to take them on with both barrels, because it's never happened before. And they just don't know what to do. They don't know how to react to it. And meanwhile, all he does is he keeps winning. Every nominee is getting confirmed. The Democrats can't stop it. Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren gets sent to the cloakroom. I believe it was Rush Limbaugh who coined the very funny phrase, she was Mitch slapped by Mitch McConnell. Oh, they made a hashtag because McConnell said that she persisted, and then Hillary tweeted out something about persisting. We must persist. We must resist. And they make a hashtag. Great. That's great. Hold up a card with a hashtag. Persist. It won't stop anything that's going on. And that's the most satisfying, delightful part of everything. That's the most satisfying part of all. All their hashtags from the left in the world, all the attacks by the never-Trumpers. I watched another guy, that Jamie Weinstein. I saw him this morning on Fox News blasting Trump's temperament and criticizing Trump. These are people who are never-Trumpers from day one. And they didn't get their way, and they're in as big a temper tantrum and a full-fledged pout as the rioters at Berkeley. They're just not throwing any bricks. They're just doing it with their words. Our number is 800-655-MIKE. If you'd like to weigh in on any of this, feel free to join us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. 800-655-6453. A little bit later this hour, we're going to chat with Heather McDonald because I want to go back to Berkeley. What took place there in the successful attempt to shut down a conservative speaker is so nasty and vile and gross, especially the lack of criticism from any Democrat leaders. And that says it all. I'd love to know what would happen in this country if a bunch of Tea Partiers or conservatives rioted and prevented a liberal speaker from being able to be heard on a college campus. You think there'd be any cries and demands for Republican leaders to condemn them? Don't you think Republican leaders would condemn them? Of course they would. 800-655-MIKE. I hope you join us 18 past the hour. We're in the middle of a massive snowstorm here in the Northeast. We're in New York City in the home studio because the radio station actually in New York on about a half day only because it's hard for people to get in from Jersey and the outer boroughs. Maybe 12 inches, even 14, 16 inches of snow in New York City and in big swaths of the Northeast. A nice snow day for yours truly. You can picture me in my gym shorts and my T-shirt on my couch with my puggle curled up by my lap. So all's right with my world. It's also, everything's right with my world when I get to tell you about great companies like ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring and you don't know where to post the job, I've got the answer for you. If you want the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can with ZipRecruiter.com. Post the job that you're looking for to over 200 job sites, including all the social media networks like Facebook, Twitter, all with a single click. You'll be able to find candidates in any city, any industry nationwide. Post once, watch the qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter, and guess what? You get to try ZipRecruiter for free right now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/MG. That's ZipRecruiter.com/MG. My initials, MG. The most effective way to get qualified candidates to fill the position you're looking for. Try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/MG.
And I believe him.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
I was fed up with the overwhelming liberal bias in public schools, so I decided to homeschool my kids. The problem was finding a curriculum that represented the values I grew up with. Things like faith, family, patriotism, and the truth about our country's history. Then I checked out BJU Press. BJU Press has everything our homeschool needs, and with the right values. Go to bjupresshomeschool.com and see for yourself. You'll feel good about how you homeschool.
All right, we're days away from Valentine's Day. It's next week. Have you gotten her Sherry's Berries? This deal is amazing. I got a couple of emails today from people thanking me for this great price. I don't know how they do it at Sherry's Berries, but a gift from Sherry's Berries. You're going to be able to send your Valentine big, juicy, plump, delicious berries dipped in white milk and dark chocolatey goodness, topped with chocolate chips and Swizzles and chopped nuts. I've tried these before. They are out of this world. Now get this deal. Valentine's Day special, you can get Sherry's Berries sent starting at $19.99, or you could double the berries for just $10 more. All you need is my promo code to take advantage of this great deal. So go to berries.com, Berries. Wouldn't you love to send her these dipped strawberries for Valentine's Day? Berries.com, Berries. Berries.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner. Type in Mike G. Hurry, Valentine's Day is next week. Order now.
Mike Gallagher.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you're probably driving right now, sitting comfortably behind the wheel with a tasty caffeinated beverage in your cup holder and the temperature set just how you like it. Sweet. But think about this. If you were driving with Uber, you could be earning money right now too. That's because Uber is the ultimate side hustle. Extra cash whenever you want. Earning you can turn on and off, just like your car. Got time to kill while your kid's at band practice? Drive with Uber. Need extra money to put towards college tuition? Drive with Uber. Wake up early every Saturday morning for no apparent reason? Drive with Uber. This isn't just another job. This is a totally flexible way to earn when you want and chill when you don't. So raise that tasty beverage in the air and celebrate. Because your car isn't just a car. It's a four-wheeled money-making machine. Go ahead. Get your side hustle on. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
You know, Yahoo recently admitted to scanning hundreds of millions of email accounts for the U.S. government. Could they be the only tech company that did this? What about Gmail, AOL, MSN, Hotmail? Having a free email address isn't really free when your privacy is compromised. Listen to this. These so-called free email services make these companies billions of dollars. They scan your emails, target you with unwanted advertising, and charge advertisers big bucks. It's time to escape the free email scam. Take control of your privacy by getting a Reagan email address. address at ReaganPrivacy.com. ReaganPrivacy.com won't scan your emails, and they won't share your personal information or emails with government agencies. ReaganPrivacy.com leaves you alone. They believe in freedom and personal privacy, just like Ronald Reagan did. Get your private email address, your private Reagan email address today. ReaganPrivacy.com. Price starts at just $33 a year. Right now, you get 2 free bonus months for as little as 9 cents a day. You can take back your privacy. ReaganPrivacy.com. That's ReaganPrivacy.com.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Mike Gallagher.
25 past the hour. Let's go right to it. Lines are jammed. Heather McDonald a little bit later this hour. Winning, and more winning. And I don't know that the loony left even recognizes how much they're propping up and helping Donald Trump win right now. Scott, you're first up. How you doing today, Scott?
Mike, thanks for taking my call. I'm doing great.
Good.
I think it's very important that the right, and I think this is happening, it's very important we wake up and realize that we are in an all-out war against the left, and they are not going to give up. They will retreat and retrench and come back again and again. And, we can learn a lot from that. The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. We have to recognize that they are an enemy of not only the right, but I believe they're an enemy of our nation. Many of them are. They want to see this nation brought to its knees and destroyed so they can remake it as they want it to be.
But the reason President Trump gets so much credit right now is because the reason we're pushing back and able to fight so effectively is because he has sort of raised that bar and opened that door and has set the tone. He's the one that's, he's setting the stage, Scott. He's able to, this is why it's great to see a father defend his daughter over a Nordstrom and their dopey, discontinuation of her clothing line. Americans are cheering that. This is why it's great to see him take on CNN and take on the New York Times and call them out. Let them mock. Let them mock. Let them make fun of Sean Spicer on Saturday Night Live, or do Alec Baldwin do his shtick. It's all right. It's okay. These are people with thick skin, and these are people who can take it. But what's solid and what's important is, you're right. The battle lines are being drawn. It is a battle. It is a fight for the soul of this country. When you see people rioting in order to stop a speaker from speaking on a college campus, and not one Democrat that I know of denounces it, you're on the right side. We're going to cover that with Heather McDonald in just a moment. If you disagree, let me know. 800-655-MIKE. One open line now. 800-655-6453. Let's talk pain relief for just a moment, the Relief Factor way. I enjoy telling you about products that make your life better. Relief Factor has made my life a lot better. I used to have lower back pain that the doctor said, hey, it's part of your 56, part of life. Doesn't have to be. Relief Factor is natural. Goes to work on controlling the inflammation. I take a packet in the morning, a packet in the evening. I'm pain-free. Went to Guatemala last week with our Food for the Poor mission trip. We walked all through the mountains of Guatemala. We did a lot of walking. Some of my friends colleagues were a little sore, not me. Try Relief Factor for 3 weeks, just $19.95 for a 3-week quick start program. $19.95, ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com. Attorney General Jeff Sessions sworn in. We'll take you to the White House for the swearing-in ceremony next.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
With SRN News, I'm Ron DeRockstra. President Trump says Thursday's federal appellate court ruling against reinstating his refugee and immigration order was, quote, a political decision that jeopardizes national security, and tweeted, "We'll see you in court." A 3-judge panel unanimously rejected the administration's claim of presidential authority. Justice Department says it's reviewing the ruling and considering its options. White House says a top aide to the president has been counseled after promoting Ivanka Trump's fashion line during a national cable TV appearance Thursday. House Oversight Committee Chair Jason Chaffetz and Democrat Elijah Cummings jointly asking the Office of Government Ethics to review the matter involving aide Kellyanne Conway. Government reports more than 12.2 million people have signed up for the nationwide coverage under the Affordable Care Act for this year. This is SRN News.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs. That's ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs. ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs.
Paying a fortune for store-bought razors was getting old fast. With Harry's, I'm not overpaying, and I get great razors delivered straight to my door. Harry's is the only shaving company that has both amazing quality plus affordable prices. Each razor comes with 5 blade cartridges that are engineered to give you a close shave with no cuts or burns. And quality is always guaranteed. They'll even give you a full refund if you aren't happy. By sending the razor straight to your door, you'll never have to worry about using an old razor again. And Harry's is able to give you factory direct prices. They cut out the middleman and are as low as half as what you'd pay for other drugstore brands. Over 1 million guys have already made the switch, and thousands more switch every day. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their popular free trial set, which comes with a razor, 5 blade cartridges, and shaving gel. Get your free trial set when you subscribe. Just pay $3 for shipping. Go to harrys.com right now and enter the promo code Prager at checkout to claim your free trial set. That's harrys.com, promo code Prager. Go to harrys.com today.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had a lot of credit card debt and I couldn't pay my bills, so I reached out and contacted Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
They were able to work with my creditors. I've been able to pay off $15,000 in 18 months. It's a godsend.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
Mike Gallagher.
Love that music, Precious and Few. Play that a little bit. This is a song I grew up with in the 70s. Everybody sing along.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
I had a couple of precious moments last week in Guatemala with Anna, these little boys and girls in Guatemala who are so needy, so poverty-stricken. I am just I'm overjoyed right now with the blessing of getting to help save lives, and the only way I know to do it is to appeal to you. I have some of the most generous listeners in the world, and I'm appealing to the angels in you, the angel side of you, to make a contribution to Food for the Poor. We went to Guatemala. I went through some rugged mountains of Guatemala with my fellow talk show hosts, Larry Elder, the great Mark Davis out of Dallas, one of my dear friends. His lovely, beautiful wife, Lisa, their terrific, charming kid, Ethan, 13-year-old son, and he got such an education to go there and go to a third world country and see poverty like unlike anything Ethan will ever see probably with his own eyes. Families living in little tiny metal shacks, dirt floors. They gather to make tortillas once or twice a day. Some of them have one meal a day. And Food for the Poor provides hot, delicious, nourishing meals to families like the families we met in Guatemala. Food for the Poor is teaching people how to cultivate and grow beans and different vegetables in a greenhouse. And women are running the greenhouses and making money doing so. I am so grateful for the privilege of inviting you to make a donation to Food for the Poor. Please go to my website, MikeOnline.com, and click on the Give Life Food for the Poor banner. There's pictures there, videos of me visiting with the poor. $50 will provide food for a year and water for life for one child. $50. Won't you take a moment and make a donation? You could give them a call right now, 844-860-HOPE. Call 844-860-4673. Food for the Poor is the organization that actually built a house for a needy family in honor of my late wife. And I'll never forget that. I will always be grateful and have a special place in my heart for Food for the Poor. Will you join me in helping to support these families? Children in the Caribbean and Latin America suffering daily from a lack of food, no clean water. $50 will provide food for a year for one of these needy children like Anna, who just captured my heart last week in Guatemala. Go to MikeOnline.com, click on the Food for the Poor Give Life banner, or again, just pick up the phone, have your credit card ready, make a donation. Please call 844-860-HOPE, 844-860-4673, and thank you from all of us here at the Mike Gallagher Show and Food for the Poor for anything you can share. God bless you, and God bless Food for the Poor.
Breaking now on the Mike Gallagher Show.
Moments ago, Jeff Sessions was sworn in as Attorney General, the nation's top law enforcement official in the Oval Office. Let's go to the Oval Office. From just a few moments ago, President Trump introducing his new Attorney General and talking about executive orders and more. Let's go to the White House.
Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. It is with great pride, very great pride, that I say these words to you right now. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Welcome to the White House. I want to congratulate you, Jeff, your wife Mary, and your entire family. Jeff Sessions has been a federal prosecutor, the highest level and at the most respected level, a state attorney general, and then a U.S. senator for 2 decades. He has devoted his life to the cause of justice and believes deeply that all people are equals in the eyes of the law. And very importantly for Jeff, and for so many of us, also in the eyes of God. He's a man of integrity, a man of principle, and a man of total, utter resolve. You just got a little witnessing of that. That resolve is what we need right now. America faces many challenges. We face the menace of rising crime, and the threat of deadly terror. And it's not getting better, but it will get better very soon. It's going to get a lot better. These dangerous times require a determined Attorney General, which is what Jeff is. Jeff understands that the job of Attorney General is to serve and protect the people of the United States, and that is exactly what he will do, and do better than anybody else can. He's trained better for it than anybody else. The level of respect that he has throughout this country as a former prosecutor, not even to mention being a longtime U.S. Senator, is absolutely incredible. He will be a great protector of the people. I'm signing 3 executive actions today designed to restore safety in America. These executive actions continue to deliver on my campaign promises. First, I'm directing Department of Justice and Homeland Security to undertake all necessary and lawful action to break the back of the criminal cartels that have spread across our nation and are destroying the blood of our youth and other people, many other people. Secondly, I'm directing Department of Justice to form a task force on reducing violent crime in America. And thirdly, I'm directing the Department of Justice to implement a plan to stop crime and crimes of violence against law enforcement officers. It's a shame what's been happening to our great, truly great law enforcement officers. That's going to stop as of today. Today's ceremony should be seen as a clear message to the gang members and drug dealers terrorizing innocent people. Your day is over. A new era of justice begins, and it begins right now. I want to again thank and congratulate Mary and our new Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. I wish you God's wisdom and blessings in your journey. Mr. Vice President, would you please conduct the swearing in? Thank you. Thank you very much for being here, everyone.
So now Vice President Pence swearing in the Attorney General, Senator Sessions.
My great privilege on behalf of the President of the United States to administer to you the oath of office. Please place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jeff Sessions, do solemnly swear.
I, Jeff Sessions, do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
It's pretty cool. Jeff Sessions being sworn in as Attorney General in the White House, much to the chagrin of Chuck Schumer, who in a very classy manner said last night that he was sick to his stomach over Senator Sessions, the NAACP award recipient, being named Attorney General. Of course, you got Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren off in the cloakroom somewhere, squawking and complaining and squealing and, belly aching that she didn't get to read the letter from Coretta Scott King, which incidentally, a video was unearthed from a number of years ago. Turns out Coretta Scott King, if Jeff Sessions was such a horrible, despicable man, wonder why Coretta Scott King herself acknowledged and honored and welcomed Jeff Sessions to the dedication of the Rosa Parks Memorial Library. Listen to this. This was audio that was uncovered and didn't take long since Elizabeth Warren was so hell-bent on smearing Jeff Sessions by suggesting that Coretta Scott King thought he was a terrible human being. Listen to this audio.
To President Martindale, to Senator Sessions, to Mayor Bright, Troy State Chancellor Jack Hawkins Jr., Dr. Dorothy Height, Ms. Johnny Carr, Juanita Abernathy, Ms. Mamie Teal Mobley, to all of the distinguished program participants and guests in this audience today. It's a great honor and privilege for me to join you in celebrating.
Yes. Those are the words of the late Coretta Scott King, referring to Jeff Sessions as honorable and distinguished. Wow. So much for that narrative, huh? Sorry, Pocahontas. Coming up in a couple of moments, Heather McDonald, Manhattan Institute Senior Fellow, will join us to talk about the disgraceful, violent behavior of students and perhaps even faculty at Berkeley last week, and the failure from Democrats to denounce it. First, though, let's talk about internet security. Do you have internet security? Are you listening to me on a smartphone or laptop right now, as many do? I hope that you will reach out to WebRoot, which is the most comprehensive cloud-based antivirus software available. We're online all the time, right? The technology is great. We can get an Uber, we can pay bills, navigate the road, but our data is exposed to the bad guys, to criminals. WebRoot is the most comprehensive cloud-based antivirus software, as I said, you can get. It helps protect you from vicious viruses, malware, phishing sites. I want you to stop the hackers in their tracks. Utilize WebRoot Internet Security, like we do in the Mike Gallagher Show offices and studios. You'll be protected no matter how you access the Internet, no matter what device you use, your PC, your Mac, your Android, your iOS. Visit webroot.com/radio. You'll save 30% on your purchase of WebRoot's internet security software. Webroot.com/radio. Webroot.com/radio.
I'm leaving you tomorrow.
How far would you go to maintain healthy blood pressure? Would you eat 3 bowls of kale and spinach every day? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to. Helping to support healthy blood pressure and circulation just became hassle-free. Introducing Heart Greens from Human N, the functional food that you drink, using the same dark leafy greens recommended by both the DASH and Mediterranean diets. Heart Greens are specially tested for high dietary nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in the body. That's why it works so well for supporting healthy blood pressure levels and circulation. Try it risk-free for 30 days and you'll agree. Get a free canister of Heart Greens with your first order and a 100% money-back guarantee. Heart Greens even guarantees you'll love the taste. Plus, receive a set of nitric oxide indicator strips to monitor your dietary nitrate levels before and after and see the change for yourself. Try Heart Greens. Call 800-775-4180, 800-775-4180, or visit MikeLovesGreens.com. That's MikeLovesGreens.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
If you're like me, you're trying to think ahead to your next homeschool year. My wife and I love to homeschool our kids, but there are some subjects we don't feel comfortable teaching. I'm not quite up on my Algebra 2 or quantum mechanics these days. Are you? BJU Press Distance Learning has all those challenging subjects, and my kids can learn from qualified, experienced teachers online, while my wife and I teach the subjects we know and love. They even offer full K-4 through 12th grades if you want them. Parents who have homeschooled know that grading, organizing lesson plans, and keeping track of student records is a time-consuming process. So if your knowledge of logarithmic functions isn't what it used to be, go online with BJU Press and check out all their options for homeschoolers. Go to bjupresshomeschool.com. That's bjupresshomeschool.com. Don't let quantum mechanics or logarithmic functions ruin your day.
Did you know that identity theft goes beyond what you can see on a credit report and what your bank can alert you to? Identity thieves can open new accounts in your name, rent or buy properties in your name, drain your 401k, and even file fake tax returns in your name. In fact, there are all kinds of identity theft beyond what you might expect. That's why LifeLock goes beyond credit monitoring to help protect your identity. We use proprietary technology to alert you to a whole range of threats to your identity. And if there's a problem, one of our US-based specialists will work to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you can feel beyond good knowing someone is looking out for you in all kinds of ways. Join now for 10% off. Go to lifelock.com or call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code SMART. LifeLock.
Mike Gallagher.
You just heard President Trump and Vice President Pence swear in Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. Of course, President Trump always has a strong police defense and appreciation. So does Heather McDonald. She's the author of The War on Cops, How the New Attack on Law and Order Makes Everyone Less Safe. She's a Manhattan Institute senior fellow. Let's welcome back to the Mike Gallagher Show, the great Heather McDonald. How have you been, Heather?
Oh, thanks for having me on, Mike. I so appreciate it.
Well, it feels so good to hear a president, in confirming and swearing in an attorney general, talk about law enforcement. Law enforcement's been under siege. They have been the cops are under attack. With Jeff Sessions as AG, it's a new day, isn't it?
It certainly is. This is somebody who understands that policing is not racist, that the police are the biggest hope that these millions of law-abiding residents have in inner-city neighborhoods to lead normal lives. He has pushed back against the idea that the overrepresentation of blacks in prison is due to criminal justice system racism rather than high rates of criminal offending. So I think that the Sessions nomination is a fantastic thing, both for the nation's police forces and, of course, for our immigration policy as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the reaction from the left over speakers like Milo Yiannopoulos over at Berkeley. You wrote about it. It's a great piece. We've posted it at MikeOnline.com and on my Facebook fan page, where how you see Berkeley's descent from place of learning to victimology hothouse. You know, I want our listeners to see your column, but I also would love to get your response to the silence, the crickets, the failure of any Democrat leaders to denounce the decision by liberal activists to riot and literally block and prevent and stop any speaker from speaking on a college campus, and indeed even rioting in order to achieve that goal. This has been a disgraceful chapter in, frankly, I think, Democratic Party leadership failing to denounce it.
Well, those are excellent points, Mike. I can't add anything to that. I think that's extremely insightful. And the irony is that these thugs that are not just trying to shut down speech, but they're doing so with the most grotesque displays of violence against human beings. If you are doing so in the name of so-called anti-fascism. When I saw the videos of these guys breaking windows, both on the Berkeley campus and in the city of Berkeley, you know, one's mind goes to eventually Kristallnacht. I mean, you wonder, where did these students get a sense of entitlement that they can destroy other people's livelihoods and beat and pummel and pepper spray people whom they disagree with? And the answer is they got that sense of entitlement from the current education system,
right,
that is pumping out this false idea that America is so lethally racist and lethally biased that, you know, one would think that, well, by any means necessary to bring it down. And of course, they're also filled with the anti-capitalist ethos that says that banks are predators and no businessman has any shred of humanity. But the failure, you're absolutely right, the failure of the Democratic leadership to denounce such thuggery just shows the hypocrisy and one-sidedness, because, everybody went nuts about modest little Tea Party rallies, which never engaged in violence.
Right. And it's more than hypocrisy, Heather. I mean, it's collusion. Let's face it. The Democrats must be telling us they agree and approve of the decision to riot and loot and attack physically. I mean, you spend a half hour on the internet and watch all these videos of Trump supporters getting literally beaten in the streets. I mean, it's chilling. That's not something you're seeing in the New York Times or on the CBS Evening News.
No, absolutely. And if you're silenced about something like this, you are normalizing it.
Right. Bingo.
People, you better believe that the black-masked anarchists, the Black Bloc, are studying the Berkeley police, the city police, and the UC police response, which was to stand down, basically, for their next assaults, and are learning from it, and without any pushback from the nation's leaders.
You're right.
We have seen how powerful presidential rhetoric is under President Obama, with his constant denunciations of the cops that led to ever more hysterical protests and the rise in assaults on officers, gun murders of officers up over 50% last year, resistance to arrest up, the crime up at the largest one-year increase in 2015 for nearly a half a century.
Yep.
What leaders say matters, and
it
silence
sure does,
matters
Heather.
as much as speech.
What leaders say matters. God bless you, Heather McDonald. Keep fighting the good fight. Read her work and follow her on Twitter at Heather Macdona. And you keep fighting the good fight each and every day. Thanks so very much for joining us. Great job, Lance Anderson, my producer, Eric Hansen, Director of Operations, Pavlina Asta, my phone screener. I'm Mike Gallagher. God bless America. Okay, the countdown is on. Valentine's Day next week. I'm going to tell you right now, flat out, she wants roses. She wants roses. But I challenge you to go to your local florist and say, hey, can I buy 24 assorted roses with a free glass vase for $29.99? They'll laugh you out of the store. But that's the offer I have on the table for you. Today only, big day. Proflowers.com. On top of their already low price, $29.99 for 24 assorted roses. You could upgrade for $9.99 more, get 24 long stem assorted roses with a premium vase and chocolate. And today only, ProFlowers, big flash sale. They're offering you an extra 15% off their already amazing deal and everything on the Proflowers.com site. This is the only way I ever send flowers. The flowers are guaranteed to last longer. They're fresh. The value is great. Go to Proflowers.com. Click on the microphone in the upper right corner. You got to use the promo code MikeG to get an additional 15% off today only on their already low prices for roses for Valentine's. Proflowers.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
Are you looking to get out of your timeshare with a company you can trust? I'm Karen, owner of Lone Star Transfer. We have helped thousands of timeshare owners get out of their timeshare legally and ethically. We have an excellent track record with a 100% money-back guarantee. Call us today for a free consultation at 855-72